Thanks, Anna. The headlines in the southeast today. Conservation concerns over new home building despite developers insisting it's sustainable living. A brightened future for women's rugby as the city looks ahead to hosting for the World Cup.
We're going to be able to see the people we aspire to be like playing where we live.
And an evening with Jimmy Tarbuck celebrating 60 years of showbiz on tour. Hello, welcome to the programme. I'm Ellie Crisell. Concerns are growing over plans to build 1,800 new homes on farmland between Canterbury and Faversham. Developers Shapter Capital say they're building an inclusive new community which will set new standards for how to live sustainably. But leading conservation charities and residents say the proposals threaten ancient woodland and a special area of conservation. Here's our environment correspondent Yvette Austin.
A rare fungus, crown-tipped candelabra coral, filmed by experts just last week on the edge of a site earmarked by developers for housing. There have only been a handful of sightings in the past 10 years, and it's just one example why conservationists say the planned 1,800 home development mustn't go ahead.
They seem to have quite specific needs, so rotting wood and established woodlands and that sort of thing. And so when you find a site that's got this mushroom appearing in it, it shows straight away that it's important and it needs looking after.
Developers Shapter say the plan on farmland for homes, shops, restaurants, a school and open space will be an inclusive new community which will set new standards for how to live sustainably. But campaigners say it threatens surrounding ancient woodland, a site of special scientific interest and a special area of conservation.
It's too large. It would swamp the villages of Bolton and Dunkirk as they exist at the moment. This is not about local need. This is about developers just seeing that they can make a lot of money from land that's actually productive farmland at the moment.
The developers say the land is poor quality, has been unsuitable for food production for the past 7 years and has limited potential for agricultural use without a considerable increase in additional nutrients. Therefore, it presents an ideal opportunity for much-needed housing development. There'd also be a buffer zone between the development and the wood. Conservationists, however, say the plan is completely inappropriate. Yvette Austin, BBC South East Today, Dunkirk.
Medway Council has admitted its guidance could have been clearer following complaints from parents over the 11+ exam their children sat this week. Pupils had expected 50 minutes for the English language part of the Medway test, which assesses them for a grammar school place, but only 30 minutes was allocated. Results will be sent out on October the 16th. The Women's Rugby World Cup comes to Brighton in a year's time with the aim of bringing thousands of new players into the sport. The Amex will host 2 games, one will be an England match. The leader of the City Council says the event will improve gender equality in the sport. James Dunn looks ahead at what impact the tournament will have.
The next generation of internationals at a class-leading rugby programme in Hove. Specialist coaching at Cardinal Newman College helps Sussex students reach the top level.
Just the one-to-one training and the support we get, I think it definitely helps people. I mean, it's obviously successful because we've got so many great players playing for us.
To those already playing internationally at junior level, England at the Amex in the World Cup is big news.
When they announced, obviously, that England was hosting it, I was praying that the Amex was going to be one of the venues.
I mean, it's going to be amazing. We're going to be able to see the people we aspire to be like playing where we live.
Brighton hosted one of the most memorable moments of the Men's World Cup in 2015, when 2-time champions South Africa were beaten by Japan. In 2022, they hosted the Lionesses in the Euros, a campaign England went on to win, and a report after the tournament said it brought host cities an £8 million economic boost. The council say they want to make the most of the financial and cultural impact of this tournament.
For so long, there have been various barriers to girls and women entering sport, so it's very important that we're demonstrating to girls here in Brighton and Hove on their doorstep that rugby is a game for them, that it's something that they can get involved in, that it's something that they can be inspired by, and so bringing some of these elite athletes here and really being able to showcase that is fantastic.
I never thought I'd
you know, get to that point. But I think now that I'm there, I'm wanting to stay there. You know what I mean? I want to keep the opportunity and like gradually get better. Hopefully play for Red Roses in the future.
Being exposed to more and more women, especially at Quins, like it's really made me want to become a professional rugby player. Like I think knowing that it's a possibility now and that it's becoming more and more professional, knowing that it's a real life job that I can actually have and actually do. It's just really, really exciting.
England's women are a hugely successful team, and a record crowd of nearly 60,000 packed out Twickenham as they won the Six Nations Grand Slam last year. But the Red Roses playing outside of London aims to show fans and players that this game, this tournament, is for everyone. James Dunn, BBC South East Today, Hove.
He's had a glittering 6-decade career, from his big breakthrough comparing Sunday Night at the Palladium way back in 1964 to still touring now, sharing a lifetime of showbiz memories. Legendary comic Jimmy Tarbuck's performing career included working with his friends, the Beatles, to golfing with Bing Crosby. He's rubbed shoulders with all manner of stars. Ahead of his appearances in Crawley on Sunday and Tunbridge Wells next month, he sat down with Piers Hopkirk to look back.
A young newcomer from the pubs and clubs of Liverpool and the North.
From the city famed for the music that sparked the swinging 60s, it was Jimmy Tarbuck who provided the laughter track.
Their hostess came round, she said, "Would you like a drink?" I said, "Yes, please." "Give me a bunch of grapes and a do-it-yourself kit."
And when your primary school classmate was none other than John Lennon, maybe young Jimmy was destined for a life in the spotlight, even if it was John in those days who was telling jokes to the head.
Oh, he says, "Lennon, you've always had a lot to say for yourself. What do you know about arithmetic?" He said, "Lots, sir." He said, "Well, if you had 3 half-crowns in your left-hand pocket and 4 in your right-hand pocket, what would you have?" He said, "Tarbuck's trousers on." Well, the whole classroom roared, and he got belted. He got the cane for that.
While Jimmy rose to fame, it might have been another career entirely. He had football trials for Brighton, but ended up in the Welsh League, toughening him up, he says, for a life on stage.
The captain and centre-half, and a great big fella called Orrig Williams. And you'd get kicked a lot in these matches because they were all pros. And I got floored one day. He said, "Get up, get your breath back in, get your breath back in, you see." He said, "And go out on the wings and watch that fellow who hit you at the next corner for us." And then we got a corner ahead. Oh! And this fellow was laid out. And Orrig just ran past and went, "He won't be kicking you again, James."
Looking back on his life in the limelight, Jimmy Tarbuck comes to the Horth in Crawley on Sunday and the Tunbridge Wells Assembly Hall on October the 9th. Piers Hopkirk, BBC South East Today.
An incredible career. Now, a 2-year-old brown bear is to undergo brain surgery in Kent. Boki is suffering from seizures. A scan revealed he had fluid on the brain. Boki will be the first bear to have this procedure in the UK. Get well soon, Boki. Time now for a look at the weather. Rachel is with us. It's all over the place, isn't it?
I know, exactly. Well, behind me, it's looking a lot like summer. This September sunshine continuing, but I'm afraid it isn't going to be lasting. There will be some rain as we get towards the weekend. We'll get to that in just a moment. Today, very similarly to what we've been seeing recently, a bit more cloud first thing. We're brightening up by the afternoon. Clear blue skies for many of us, but it is breezy. We've got a nagging northeasterly breeze. It's not really affecting the temperatures. High pressure firmly in control, as you can see. No blue on the map. It's going to be a dry picture through this afternoon. There will be some low cloud around, and again that northeasterly breeze, but top temperatures there, 23, 24 degrees. That's feeling warm, of course, for the time of year. Now, as we go into tonight, now we should be staying dry. We're expecting 1 or 2 scattered showers during the day for Friday, but now dry from Thursday over into Friday. It's another mild night, a bit more cloud cover around. Overnight lows 13, 14 degrees. As you head through the day for Friday, a bit more cloud first thing, 1 or 2 scattered showers, and temperatures once again of around 21 or 22 degrees. Looking towards the weekend, some heavy thunderstorms on the way before we get there. Lots of sunshine. Enjoy.
Very exciting.
It's all go.
Thank you, Rachel. That is it from all of us here. Back to Anna. Bye-bye.